the function of a co-equal branch of government, that it does not require the concurrence of Congress. Those were more important issues and questions addressed by the court.
So more or less, what will be the basis of this appeal that the Solgen will be filing with the Court of Appeal?
With respect to the conclusion that it cannot issue a warrant of arrest. And also the fact that he admitted secondary evidence and not primary evidence.
Okay, other issue. Follow up, Joseph. Microphone, please. Microphone.
I love you.
Sir, in other words, you're saying,
Naawa lang ako sa iyo eh.
sir, in other words, you're
Yeah.
saying, yung position nyo from the very start, where is the document? Yun, no? And the court has not seen that, 148 has not seen that, so therefore, there's no application. That's your point, no?
Yes.
Okay, so how soon will you go file at the CA, sir?
Very soon. Because they're preparing already the petition, Court of Appeals.
Sir,
We filed in the Court of Appeals.
Sir, louder, please, sorry.
The Soldier is already preparing the petition to be filed.
Okay, so right now we have two different interpretations, appreciation of evidence, 148 and 150. How do we resolve this, sir?
The court, the higher courts will have to resolve it, have to resolve that.
Mm-hmm. CA, you mean, no? CA,
CA, and then
first,
eventually
and then-
the Supreme Court.
Okay.
Other issue? No more? Okay. Sige, Miss Lanesca.
Good morning, sir.
Morning.
Last na lang dun sa Trillanes case. What makes this appeal worth it, considering that the amnesty has also been granted to other mutineers and other soldiers in the past, kahit yung mga nagkudeta during the presidency of Corazon Aquino? What makes this case of Senator Trillanes worth it of an appeal? Kasi sir, it appears that the administration is prepared to go all the way to the Supreme Court to get a favorable ruling.
You must remember that out of all the amnesty applicants, only Trillanes' grant of amnesty was questioned from the very start. 2 years ago, you were the ones who raised that issue to me. And I said, since there are questions being raised, let us evaluate if it's indeed there was a erroneous grant of amnesty. And that was what happened. And even the court said the proclamation refers only to Trillanes. And since we said from the very start that this administration will prosecute anyone and correct any violation of law, that is why we're pursuing this to the end.
Okay, last question na tayo sa Trillanes.
So regarding the pag-convene ng military tribunal, will there be any plan for that after this decision of the RTC?
From what I gather, even prior to the issuance of the decision of the court, the military said it was going to reconvene the court-martial.
It will reconvene.
Yes.
How soon?
Then you'll have to address that to the persons concerned.
Is that the directive of the president being the commander-in-chief?
As we said repeatedly, the president will allow all offices and branches to do their thing. So he will leave them to their best.
So most likely, pag nireconvene na tong military tribunal, Senator Trillanes will be detained in Aguinaldo. Tama po ba?
We'll be speculating. We don't even know if they're going to reconvene or not until such time.
You just mentioned that.
No, they said that was their intention. Whether they're going to do it or not remains to be seen.
Okay, thank you, Salarina. Other issue, Joyce. Balancio.
Sir, on other topics, is Malacanang supporting the call of labor groups to increase the minimum wage in Metro Manila? Increase na daw po ng 334. The ALO-TUCP cites in their petition the rising inflation rate. What's the Malacanang stand on
You know,
this?
there are wage boards, and these wage boards will determine after accepting evidence on both sides whether or not there is a need for an increase. So the palace will respect whatever the decision of the wage board is.
Okay, may question? Other issue? Okay, Royces?
Hi, sir. Any directive from the president po dun sa nangyari sa Sagay City, yung pagka-massacre po dun sa siyam na magsasaka or sugarcane farmers? Meron po bang utos ang Pangulo?
Yes, the directive is to investigate it. That's why precisely he's going there to see the situation and to condole with the families of the victims.
Sir, apparently, hindi yata ito yung first time na naharas or nagkaroon ng ganitong incident sa mga magsasaka na humihingi ng lupa dun po. And apparently, yung Hacienda Nene is not part of the CARP. Hindi daw po siya sakop. Ano po siguro, yung tanong po kasi is ano daw po yung maitutulong ng government? Kasi apparently, according to the DAR, marami pa pong mga lupa na available na pwedeng ibigay. But then, marami pa pong mga kababae, mga magsasaka na wala pa rin nakukuhang lupa until now. Meron po bang siguro gagawin ng palasyo para mapabilis man lang yung proseso ng pagbibigay po ng lupa dun sa mga magsasaka?
Last night, he mentioned to me when we were talking in the round that he will implement fully the agrarian reform, even if it includes properties of the government. That is what he said to me. Most likely, he may make an announcement later.
Okay. Mamaya daw may i-announce si Presidente later. Okay, no more questions? Okay. Another issue.
Sir, just your reaction. Sabi po ng ICC, patuloy pa rin po yung preliminary examination nito sa Duterte administration's drug war kahit po nag-withdraw na ang Pilipinas sa ICC.
Again, we will repeat what we said. First, we did not withdraw. That so-called withdrawal was a mere notice to the ICC that we have not become a member of that organization at the very inception because the Rome Statute was never enforced as a law in this country. It has no jurisdiction over us. And even their position now, the preliminary examination, even assuming that we are bound by the Rome Statute, even assuming that the ICC has jurisdiction, their stance that preliminary examination will proceed despite assuming that there is a withdrawal is wrong because the very Rome Statute says it will resume preliminary investigation, not preliminary examination. In other words, ICC is violating its own rules and provisions.
Okay, thank you, Royces. MPC, friendly reminder, may guest pa tayo. So limit your questions, follow-up questions. Lenesca then to be followed by Ralph.
Para mabilis na lang, sir. Dalawahin ko na. Sir, can you confirm lang yung mga new nominees for national artist? Kasi may mga lumabas na initial names. Can you confirm if these are
What
the
I know
individuals?
what I know is that there were names submitted. I do not know exactly who the names are.
Sir, yung submitted ba yung name ni Miss Nora Honor po?
I don't know about Miss Nora. Alam ko lang maraming names. No?
Okay, thank you, Lenes.
Sir, last from my end. Sir, Facebook shut down some pages po supportive of the president uh, because of spam content and violations of other regulations po ng Facebook on authenticity. So, do you think this reflects on the support kind of supporters that the president have?
Not necessarily. Facebook must have its own rules and regulations. If they're implementing that, then that's their own rule. Now, if the concern is there will be no more avenues, there are so many avenues. We have Twitters, Instagrams, and many others where the advocates can express themselves in support of this administration.
Okay, thank you. Last question for spokes. Ralph.
Oh, by the way, speaking of Facebook, you know that I exposed to you a scam on my Facebook account 2 days ago. Again, there's a mayor from Cagayan who was complaining that another one was communicating with this mayor, and as if I was the one communicating with him, that he was included in the drug list, and so therefore he has to give some money so that his name would be removed. And yesterday, it was the exchange was relayed to me, and it says, I'm opening an account, and the name is Kim Arrogante and Cebu Branch Video, and please deposit the 100,000. But at least this time, because the last two victims didn't have the common sense to call me, this time this mayor said he doubted it because in the first place, he said, I don't think Canelo will be speaking in Filipino in communicating with the mayor. Second, he said, that's not his style. So I did not deposit. But just the same, I called the NBI director and gave him the facts. And so they're on it now.
Okay.
So let me forward again the public. Please, all your friends who have Facebook accounts, before you even consider communicating with anybody who pretends to be that Facebook owner, you call them,
Last.
call us.
Ralph.
Sir, will the Pala support Speaker Arroyo's proposal to pull the Philippines out of the Interparliamentary Union po?
Well, from the very start, our position is no international human rights organization has jurisdiction over us. They've been giving conclusions even prior to the investigations, and they've been besmirching this country. So that is precisely why we do not want them to be doing that. And I support the call of Speaker Arroyo. You know, the inter parliamentary union, they came here and investigated De Lima, and I think Senator Trillanes. And then they made a finding that it seems to them that there was a violation of human rights, that no due process was given to them. And yet, in effect, they're saying that our judicial system is not functioning. In effect, they're saying that the court that has acquired jurisdiction over De Lima was wrong in determining probable cause. And there's an ongoing trial, and then they're saying already that no, they were not given fair trial. They've been giving prejudgments. And to our mind, that's an intrusion, an insult, offensive to the decency of this country, as well as an intrusion to our sovereignty.
Sir, this is the Pala's stance po, no? Hindi po personal stance.
No, that's the Palestine.
Thank you, sir.
Ever since that's the stand of the president, we've been hearing him making speeches in the same tone.
Thank you, sir.
Okay, thank you. Thank you, MPC. Sir, punta na tayo sa mga guests natin.
Yes. So we have here our guests. You can address your questions to them.
Asek, you have any statement, or Yusek, about the opening of Boracay?
Secretary Sal, members of the interagency, members of the press, pleasant good afternoon to everyone. Statement is that the interagency is already ready to open Boracay by Friday, October 26. Some safeguards have already put in place, and in terms of addressing major environmental problems in Boracay, we are optimistic and confident that these issues were already resolved by the interagency. Although we can say that we're not yet 100% complete, but we're going to that direction. And at least we can say that at least we are now 80% restoring the pristine beauty and original situation of Boracay Island.
As okay. Sir?
Good afternoon po, Secretary, and good afternoon, everyone. CHESA, the project of CHESA in Boracay is the expansion of the drainage system, part 2, phase 2, and we are on schedule as of today, and we will finish the project by the end of 2019.
Okay. Asek.
Let me just say that the DILG is pleased to be working very closely with the other members of the Boracay Interagency Task Force, and we conducted an inspection last week during the dry run, and we're happy with the progress that has been done in Boracay. Of course, there's a lot that remains to be done, but given the time that was given to us by the President, I think a lot of improvement has been done, and the Filipino people will see that when the island opens to the rest, to everybody else this coming October 26. Now, in relation to this, we're not only looking at Boracay, we're also looking at other beach destinations in the country. The Secretary, Eduardo Año, issued a memorandum circular for all of our field officials across the country to monitor the compliance of all island resorts and beach tourism destinations with environmental laws, ordinances, and other pertinent laws. Meaning, there has been a lot of reports already that other parts of the country, in particular beach destinations, are also having problems with compliance with local laws and environmental laws. So we directed our field personnel to take a look at the provincial, city, and municipal ordinances relative to environmental conservation, building, construction, and easement regulation. Also, the status of sewage treatment facilities, the status of power and water supply service capacity, and the status of the zoning ordinance and comprehensive land use plan. Meaning, we're not Boracay, but we'll also like to take a look at the other places in the country. And this we would like to do in cooperation also with the other government agencies. Thank you.
Okay. Asek De Leon.
Yes. Good noon, everyone. Unknown to many, while DNR, DILG, and DPWH is rehabilitating the island, DOTR, in cooperation with LTFRB, will be improving the transportation system of Boracay. And we have a very short audio video of this project. Everyone.
Welcome to Boracay, an island straight out of paradise. but with thousands of people flying in. Narrow and congested streets, and too many vehicles. It's hard to get in, out, and around. But does it always have to be this way? Of course not. DOTR LTFRB, in cooperation with the Boracay Inter-Force and with the support of Grab, Hirna, and Southwest, will be introducing the new Boracay Integrated Transport System, the future of Boracay Transport. First, we have the Boracay Hop-On, Hop-Off Jeep, a concept of DOTR Secretary Arthur Tugade that got a resounding approval from Boracay stakeholders. This is an easy and environmentally friendly way to get around Boracay. For tourists and locals alike, the system provides daily and weekly passes to tourists and discounted passes to locals and concessionaires. Now, you can arrive in the island and get to any point in Boracay via our many planned stops around the island's circumferential road. For more offbeat destinations, or if you're in a rush, you can flag down or book any of the new e-trikes in the island that are managed by Hirna. Paying for your rides is easy. Just get a wearable wristband upon arrival and you're ready to go. This can be loaded as e-wallet and use it to buy food and drinks in the island. No need to bring cash, making it absolutely perfect for swimming. Wait comfortably and learn more about the island in our Boracay-themed sheds and stands. The DOTR will also build at least 20 waiting sheds that have a public transport information system saying what time will you arrive. Get to your destinations faster and save time for the more important things in life, while helping locals earn more, reduce pollution, and decongest traffic in the island. Together, a more sustainable and environmentally friendly transportation will be a reality.
Sec, that's the presentation of DOTR and LTFRB. So basically, we're solving the problem of those who are familiar with Boracay. Common knowledge is the overcharging of fares of the tricycle drivers. Some tourists complain charging of 100 to 150 pesos per ride sa mga tricycles. And with this new system, no, we will be using an app where all of the passengers will be able to pay their rides through this wristband or tap card system. So you'll just pay one daily pass or a weekly pass. No, you'll just pay an amount. You can ride all you can. So you don't need to bring in your cash or you don't need to haggle your fare to the drivers. Just tap the card or the wristband. And it will solve a lot of problems. It will solve congestion. It's very popular that these tricycle drivers just stand around the corners of the road, diba? Waiting for passengers. And they actually promote yung congestion in the already congested roads of Boracay. So by doing this system, no, we're providing efficiency, we're providing reliability, we're providing convenience to the passengers. So that's the transportation hop-on, hop-off system of DOTR LTFRB.
Okay, MPC questions. Henry.
Good afternoon ho, from the DNR. kumusta na ho yung plano ng Pangulong Duterte na ipamigay sa mahihirap yung mga lupain sa Boracay?
Salamat sa katanungan. Sa ngayon po, ang status po ng pag-distribute ng land, the DNR and the DAR has been closely coordinating with each other. In fact, based on our records, the DNR has already transferred the approximately 8 hectares of land to the DAR for distribution. But based on my updates this morning with the DAR, they are now preparing parang tenural instruments doon, parang CLOA, Certificate of Land Ownership Agreement. But they're still evaluating the status of the land. Kasi they inventoried the IPs, the indigenous peoples there. May mga 31 na pamilya kasi yung bibigyan doon. So they're still discussing within the DAR how to undertake yung distribution. Sa ngayon, the DAR has not given us updates, but the land is already available for distribution. It's just a matter of determining how the process will be giving updates. Kasi ang instruction po ng ating Pangulo ay madaliin na. In fact, there is a presidential directive received by our office directing us to facilitate and yung distribution ng land. So siguro pinag-uusapan lang.
Pasko ay may pamamahagi ng mga lupain ito.
Palagay ko naman masyado nung matagal yung Pasko because during the last cabinet meeting daw, we received a directive that they need to report regular updates to the OP regarding the distribution of these lands.
One question for DOTR sa Boracay. Ano pong eksaktong partisipasyon ng GRAB?
They will be
Kung may lumutang na issues against sa inyo na baka may conflict of interest dito sapagkat may mga usaping kinakaharap ang GRAB, I understand sa inyo pong tanggapan.
of interest, hiwalay yan sa pag-ooperate nila nito.
Katulong dun sa paglilimit natin ng capacity nung isla. And another question, ito na po ba yung talaga magiging transportation doon? Lahat ng tricycles bawal na sa island?
Actually, the transport systems is a combination of a fixed route jeepney, fixed route jeepney routes. It will be a total of 50 jeepneys which will operate in Boracay. Then around 500 e-trikes to provide point-to-point service. So it will be a combination. It will be an integrated system wherein yung top card mo na ginagamit sa jeepney can also be used dun sa e-trike. What it will do is yung mga tao, instead of riding, they're currently riding now yung mga habal-habal. So instead of hailing yung mga habal-habal, which are very irregular or sabihin na natin illegal, they will just use this organized system. Franchise ito, franchise and fixed fare. Sinasabi ko nga, you just need to pay an amount, a daily amount or a weekly pass wherein you can ride all you can. Kung daily pass, kulay lang yung wristband. Kapag weekly pass, you just pay an extra amount. And what's beautiful about this project is it will have discounts and to senior citizens, even free to PWDs and mga children below 12 years old. Free yung ride. And the proponent, in coordination with Secretary Tugade, has promised free rides starting now up to December. So now up to December, we will have 4 units of e-jeeps. They will be bringing in...
First part ng question ko. So how will this help, sir, yung inyong monitoring ng capacity ng island? Kasi di ba, syempre, kailangan silang magsuot ng something pag-enter nila ng island, o most probably, sir, kapag nag-open yung island, baka may mga mag-attempt na pumasok dun sa island kahit beyond the capacity na. So, paano makakatulong tong transportation system natin to avoid that?
That monitoring system will be handled by yung interagency, but not specifically dun sa transport system. But probably they will be using this system to ride onto that monitoring system. Kasi kapag may day pass ka, you can only use that for that day lang.
Okay, last 4 questions. Rose,
Ay,
Raymond, and Celerina, and Joseph.
Ay, sir, good afternoon. Bakit po hindi na lang gobyerno yung nag-operate nung jeepney transportation doon? Ba't kailangan pa pong ipagawa ito sa Grab? At hindi po ba pwede magtayo ng halimbawang transport cooperative para po dun sa mga residente para magkaroon naman po sila ng hanap buhay? Sa halip po na Grab na isang malaking kumpanya na.
Actually, ma'am, the companies that will operate this system is already in coordination with the co-op, the existing co-op, Boracay Land Transport Multipurpose Cooperative. So it will be a joint venture by the co-op and this fleet management service company. So to answer your question, there will be partnerships with the co-op, and in fact, some of the ATIs, at least 10 units of the tricycles will be provided to the ATIs, provide some means of additional livelihood to them.
Pero may mga kasunod pa po yun. Mali pong binanggit mo.
Depending on the results, the final passenger demand analysis, no? As we know na meron na tayong carrying capacity study. So depende yan sa magiging ridership analysis natin, we might need additional units. So it will be a continuing study.
Thank you.
Okay, Raymond.
Good afternoon, gentlemen. Siguro anybody from the task force. Sir, practical advice lang. Halimbawa, turista ako or anyone, ano yung unang gagawin? Dahil nga sa limitasyon ng capacity ng turista sa Boracay, ano ba akong gagawin? Magpa-book sa hotel, accredited, or magpa-book sa airline? Kasi baka nag-book ako doon pero pagdating ko doon, hindi naman ako makasakay. Magkaroon ng problema, tapos wala na palang hotel. So,
Salamat sa tanong. As of now, the DOT has released a list of complying and compliant hotels. As of last submission, there are already 115 hotels, compliant hotels, approximately about 5,000 rooms. So ang suggestion namin dyan, before they, which is also the suggestion of the DOT. So the suggestion there is that before booking sa airlines, maganda magpabook muna dun sa compliant hotels. Kasi pwede rin naman na wala airlines muna, kaya lang when they arrive dun sa Boracay and nakabook sila sa non-compliant hotels, we warn them that allowing them to open yung hotel na yan. Meron naman din na tinayo ang DOT doon na parang counter or parang table doon that in case wala silang hotel, they can be assisted by the DOT to look for compliant hotels. But for para naman medyo maayos din, ang suggestion ng DOT din, before going to Boracay, maybe look for booking only in compliant hotels because based on interagency requirement, we will not be allowing hotels to operate unless they comply with the requirements of the DILG, DNR, and the DOT.
so kapag may last point, scenario, okay, nag-book ako doon sa accredited hotel, pero upon booking naman sa airline, fully booked na. Nag-down ako na doon sa hotel. So paano yun?
Usually, ang ginagawa natin dyan, it's very critical that malaman din ng publiko yung based on sa carrying capacity result natin, yung monthly arrival ng tourist. May mga peak months lang kasi, February, April, and May. So siguro, ang suggestion natin dyan sa public, they should be at least looking those months na hindi naman mga lean months lang. Para naman, kasi kung magkasabay-sabay sa peak months, talagang mauubusan ka ng airlines, mauubusan ka rin ng hotels. Kaya ito yung maganda rin yung result ng carrying capacity because this can guide the tourists and the visitors when they should plan their visit to Boracay Island.
Okay, last 2, Celerina Del Lanesca.
Several questions po. As DOTR, what will happen to those drivers who will be displaced if there are any drivers who would be displaced? How many, if ever, and what will happen also to the tricycles, to the habal-habal?
Actually, there will be no displacement of tricycle drivers. The existing number of tricycles in Boracay is 500. So we're maintaining the existing number of tricycles. We're just replacing the units to electric tricycles. And in fact, we'll be adding more drivers. The 50 units will be requiring more drivers, 50 units of the jeeps. So in fact, there will be additional employment for everybody. Aside from drivers, the operator will need fleet management operators, maintenance operators. So there will be more jobs for everyone.
So what will happen to the old habal-habal?
Yung
To those
habal-habal,
units?
we will remove the habal-habal because it's not allowed.
I-junk na sila or what?
Hindi.
Kasi they will not be given any franchise or permit to operate.
Yung habal-habal, yung single motorcycle, hindi yan
How about the
allowed.
tricycles also?
The old tricycles that are not compliant, no, they will be shifted to another place, to the main island. Yun yung agreement.
So outside Boracay na.
Yes.
Okay. Regarding naman po sa DNR, sir, so far 8 hectares pa lang yung na-identify na mapapamigay. Ano yung target na if ever na i-distribute? Tataas pa ba yun?
Yung palagay ko, yun na yung pinaka... We started with the 150 hectares and then based on the evaluation bumaba. The final figure now submitted by the DNR and DAR is about 7.8 or 7 hectares. Less than 8 hectares. Ito na i-turn over na ng DNR sa DAR. And now is studying and evaluating the area on the feasibility of
families lang.
Yeah.
Wala nang other recipients.
Yeah. Because these are identified as the mga original talaga eh. Ito yung mga IPs natin. And that is the part of the directive of the President.
That is how many percent of the total land area of Boracay yung i-distribute?
Maliit lang kasi yung agricultural land based on sa Proclamation 1064 is about mga 600 hectares lang eh. 600 hectares yung A&D, yung agricultural A&D. So out of the 600 hectares, mga 8 lang talaga yung possible na pwedeng distribute.
Last, as a DILG po, sir. Sir, you have mentioned that there are other areas na you're checking kung if they are compliant already with the local laws. May we know if you are expecting any closure of any other tourist destination after Boracay? May inaay na ba?
Well, medyo mabigat na decision yan. That will have to be in coordination with the barangay, with the Boracay Interagency Task Force, no? Kasi ito na yung parang working group dyan sa mga ibang lugar na yan. And of course, that would also require presidential approval. So as of now, we really don't have any plans of shutting down any other beach destination in the country.
Pero alin yung critical so far na tinitingnan ninyo na kailangang tutukan right now?
Well, in our discussions with DOT, we would like to take a look at Coron and El Nido because we have been receiving reports of also some problems in those areas.
Okay, last question na tayo, Joseph. I'm sorry, Joseph.
DOTR. Sir, tuloy ba yung top? Last time we were there in top card, tuloy yun, hindi ba?
Yes, it will push through.
Okay. Sige, sir. Anybody can answer. Water quality, sir. Can we have the latest test results?
Yes. Yung ating water quality sampling na ginawa natin sa front beach, ito yung papaliguan sana. We can safely say that they are already within the standard of Class SB of the DNR, meaning it is already safe for swimming.
And the figure is?
Maybe I can
Alig na lang, sir. Sa Bulabog part, sir.
Sa Bulabog dun medyo may konting problem pa. Kaya nga we will not be allowing tourists to doon muna dahil medyo may problema pa yung doon, yung water quality doon.
Will not allow what specifically? Because that's a water activity site.
Any sports activity or swimming pa muna doon. Doon na kami na-concentrate sa front beach muna.
No, even if you open on the 26th.
Front beach lang. Front beach and Puka Beach.
Okay. Sir, some clarification. Meron yatang PCO yung pollution control officers na nanguhuli ng mga, hindi man nanguhuli, nagpapasan ng sasaway ng mga frisbee players, and the locals didn't like it kasi parang that's discrimination. I mean, the kids have been there for the longest time and sinasaway siya. Policy.
Ano yung PCO? Guidelines is required under our guidelines at DNR to make sure that the establishment or hotels will be complying with our environmental regulations. Like for example, they should be complying with the requirements of the Clean Air Act, clean water, solid waste management. But for we'll check kasi kung hindi naman sila dapat yun. Dapat yun yung mga siguro mga patrollers siguro or citizens. Pero yung PCO, I don't think they have the right to.
Pero bawal ba yung frisbee?
What is in our guidelines, correct me if I'm wrong, second. Ang bawal doon yung mga sports activities because there will be no partying there, and then there will be no sandcastle making, but then yung mga simple mga laro-laro naman siguro, hindi naman siguro bawal yun.
Okay.
Lalo na kung kids ang magano. For as long as we cannot really.
Competitive athletes, frisbee.
Frisbee parang hindi natin na-discuss yun. So, wala naman sigurong wala naman sama naman doon. For as long as we cannot hurt anybody. Hindi naman.
So,
baka makatama ka.
So, pwede yun. So,
pwede
yung
naman
mga dogs,
yun.
you've seen the video, no? Yung mga dogs na hinuhuli. Kasi sa
bawal na po yun. Based on regulations sa last interagency meeting, mga pets, mga dogs will no longer be allowed roaming the front beach.
Kahit magpa-picture.
Yun ang sabi eh. Kasi nga, yun ang nasa guidelines. Bawal yung mga roaming na pets doon.
Last na lang ate, sorry. Status ng circumferential route. Pagdating ba na, pag-open sir, sakag ba na tayo or dun sa front beach ang baba ng mga tourist?
On October 26, we will be unveiling the Cagban Port. It will be a different facade. It's a new facade. Unlike prior to the closure, makikita kagad natin yun yung Petron, yung police stations. But these structures were already removed, and it will be a beautiful place. Having ng DOTR organized na yung mga vehicles natin. There will be a separate line for residents, visitors, and cargos. And then, hindi na magulo yung daan doon. Maganda. It will be a surprise from the interagency.
Status sir sa circumferential route.
Yung circumferential road, medyo pinakita ng DOTR kanina, medyo hindi pa. Ang natatapos lang natin siguro yung from Cagban to Cagban Port to U Hotel, about 60% ng niyan. And then from U Hotel to Elizalde property, about 60% din. Tapos yung sa Bulabog portion, may mga 80% na yung tapos yan.
But sir, from what you should be doing, ilang percentage ng circumferential route? Kasi you mentioned 60, 60, 80.
Siguro
but the whole project?
Siguro mga nasa, I can say na, based sa latest time, mga about 70% na yan. Yeah. But the DPWH, based on the last, I heard interview of Secretary Villar, they can finish the road within the end of the year. By the end of the year.
Okay, Lanesca, last question.
Sir, do you confirm that cabinet secretaries asked the president to ask the PAGCOR to revoke the licenses of all casino business in Boracay, even those which are already operating prior to the closure?
Based on the latest reports, the three secretaries, namely Secretary Simato as chair of the Boracay Interagency Task Force, Secretary Anyo of the DILG, and Secretary Berna of DOT, had already written PAGCOR requesting the cancellation or revocation of the license na in-issue nila. Ang latest update, may mga existing casinos that have already submitted yung certification that they will not operate yung kanilang casino. Pero may mga hinihintay pa rin. It's consistent with the pronouncement of the President. There will be no casino in Boracay Island.
Okay, thank you.
Sir, last na lang, sir. Kasi prior to the closure, it has been reported many times that 36,000 jobs will be affected with the closure of the island for 6 months. So, what happened to these jobs? Are these restored by October 26? How many jobs are there at the moment? Can you provide us update?
Ganito kasi yung profile sa Boracay Island based on the carrying capacity result. Yung population sa Boracay should only be 54,000. But based on the study, it exceeded to 70,000 individuals sa Boracay Island. Sumobra na siya. Yung sobra niyan consists of at least 22,000 stay-in workers, 13,000 na residents, about 16,000 ng mga migrant workers. So sinatanong mo sa amin kung yung mga workers na displaced, palagi ko meron ding mali-displaced because most of these workers were employed dun sa mga hotels na not compliant. So, ang magtatrabaho lang talaga siguro, ang tingin namin, yung mga compliant hotels lang. Because those non-compliant hotels will not operate, so they cannot really hire nilang mga tauhan. But ang assurance dyan, if the hotels can comply with the requirements of the 3 agencies, and then they will have to rehire these mga workers nila. But for the meantime, kung wala naman silang trabaho doon, wala naman na magagawa doon.
Okay, thank you. Thank you, Lenesca. Thank you, Source. Thank you, Presidential Spokesperson Salvador Panelo.
Thank you. Thank you. We will, we're going to let you know if we're going to have a Thursday news briefing. Eh, paano kung bigla akong down? But we will let you know. The night before.
Okay, thank you, Spokesperson Salvador Panelo. Thank you, Malakanyang